Hi, beautiful people. How are ya? I hope you're having a great day.
With you, I can be sad with you. Just take my hand and fly up through the dreams where the skies are so clear.
Before I get into today's discussion, I wanted to share what I've been up to. And I've been working on the front yard. And so, I'm feeling better if I'm doing that because it was over 90 degrees out, really hot. I sweat like the blue blazes. So yesterday I pulled a bunch of weeds, as you can see. Got a little tree limbs and the like that I kind of chopped off here because a tree was growing up in this. I think I'm just going to cut it the rest of the way off, this part, because it looks really funny. My husband has plans to, I don't know when that's going to be, but plans to eventually pull the whole thing out and including that little tree that comes up right up here, and I think it started to sprout out as well. So it looks really terrible, and I'm done with it. And so I got this pretty well, cut this off. This might be today. We'll see how I'm feeling. I don't know. I still need to use the trimmer or whatever it's called. I called it the wrong thing yesterday with my husband, so he definitely informed me. So I got to get this stuff in trash bags, and I'll let you know how it all goes. And so I got everything in the one trash bag that I'll take back to our fire pit and the deep backyard back there. And the rest of this, the lawnmower will mulch down, and then I'm going to start trimming. I'll probably take the rest of that bush off, at least down level to the rest of it. I got that front yard cleaned up. It's not how I want it. It's not the way it used to look. I think I still need to spray some grass and weed killer. So this is using the electric trimmer, whatever it's called. This is what's frustrating, is we used to have rock way back to here. Yeah, it would stop about right there, all the way down and all the way down. But as you can see, it's over the years. It's probably been, golly, I don't know, maybe 8 years or so. My hands are shaking, I'm sorry. So I got it all trimmed as much as I wanted to do. I did not get this cut the rest of the way off, that bush that has a tree growing in it. So yeah, this does look all better. I don't have this trimmed yet. I got so hot out here, guys. That needs trimmed, this needs trimmed, this needs trimmed. The sweat bees were biting me, so I had to go in and put some off on and deep woods off to keep them from biting me. So, yeah, that poor thing. I think it was enclosed in so many weeds it couldn't grow. At one point we had these shorter. Anywho. At least from a distance, it doesn't look like we have a forest growing up there. So that makes me happy. Yeah, you do what you can do, right? The grandkids are back in school, and my oldest granddaughter is in I think it's called an internship at school. So I'm picking her up from school early, a couple hours earlier than she would normally get out, and taking her to her internship. And she's having a great time. I think this is her when I dropped her off that first day. Hi, this is Caddence's first day of her internship, her senior
year.
Senior year, that's so wild to say. I'm so excited for you at Pathfinder Services. They help the disabled, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yay! Love you, baby.
Love you too.
Hi, beautiful people. This is me in the future, actually, current day. Today is Wednesday, and you will see this on Friday. The other video was from when I taped for that last discussion that I released. I just wasn't able to fit that into that video, so I'm fitting it into this one. But today I wanted to talk about stiff necks. Oh my goodness. I mean, it's been a while since I've had a discussion on stiffness and fibromyalgia. But neck pain and stiffness are common. So that's what I'd like to talk about today. Here we go. Me, a stiff neck is a little more than just body stiffness or stiffness that I normally feel as part of my fibromyalgia. Instead, I can get a stabbing pain in my neck that I don't normally feel. And I'm not going to be able to turn my neck in particular directions very easily. I mean, if there is one place that hurts all the time, it's usually in my neck and shoulders. Fibro is literally a pain in my neck. But it's hard for me to pinpoint where my fibro started. But I'd say it was more in my lower extremities. But when it went to my upper body, that's when I couldn't ignore the symptoms any longer. I got the worst stiff neck during a move of the satellite campus I managed when I was still working. And we moved that location from one location to another. Fortunately, there were a lot of people who helped make that happen. I didn't do that alone, but it was still very stressful. My manager at the time had a brother who had fibromyalgia, and he was quite ill and unable to work. So when she told me that she thought that I had fibromyalgia, I was shocked. And I thought that was ridiculous. I didn't have fibromyalgia. I didn't know what was going on, but it surely wasn't that. It would just, as time would move on, I thought, I'll start feeling better. That didn't happen. So it was another 6 months. After that stiff neck that I got severe hip pain. And since my mom had neuropathy from her hips down into her legs, that's where my mind went. And I think it's where my doctor's mind went as well. I mean, obviously by then my stiff neck had healed. The point is that when I get stressed or I overdo it, I get an extra stiff muscle somewhere in my body. When I started college classes, again, after a 9-year break, after finishing my master's degree, this was 2013, I started my Ph.D. And of course, it was very stressful. College can feel very stressful, but I ended up with a frozen shoulder. I mean, I had fibromyalgia, so I should have known stiffness and sitting still too long don't work well together. So you have to keep your muscles stretched. And that was a horrible problem that I experienced. It took a physical therapist to help get my frozen shoulder back to a working shoulder again. But muscle stiffness and tension is the most common cause of muscle pain. When muscles are tense, they aren't relaxed, and we can get sharp pains that make it difficult to move. So back to my stiff neck. After working in the front yard for 2 days, just a couple hours each day, I woke up the next day with a stiff neck. And so it's been 4 days. So I expect the stiff neck will be gone by midweek next week. And as I said, today's Wednesday. So in a week, I'm already starting to feel better. So what's your experience with a stiff neck? Does it feel achy, burning, or do you have sharp, stabbing pains? I know I have to be very gentle with my movements. It's just part of having a stiff neck. Our muscle pain and stiffness has been studied for decades, but stiff necks make moving around troublesome. It could be from decreased blood flow and or oxygen to the muscles. It could be the result of nerve damage. It could be from sleeping poorly and possibly sleeping in the wrong position and then causing tension in the neck muscles. It could also be a misalignment of the upper part of the neck and spine. What we do know is that our brain sends signals to the muscles when we need to move a particular part of the body. The muscle will contract for movement, and after we move, that muscle will relax until the next time we need to use them. So when a muscle is contracted for a period of time, the brain continues to send signals to the muscle to contract, even when we don't need them to. And they get stuck in that position, which then causes us pain. This happens to anyone without fibro, but those of us with fibro, we will usually have an extended stiffness after an activity for way longer than a healthy person will. I would have recovered from that lawn work in a couple of days, but now it takes me weeks. Here's the thing. How often do we get stiff muscles? I know I feel stiff all the time, and it can move from one area to the other. But I know this is a stiff neck because it's way more stiffness than what I normally have. I can't turn my head to the left without a sharp, sudden pain, and that can keep me from turning my head, which isn't good because I need to keep that moving. Just that little bit of yard work. Well, for me, it was a lot of yard work. Maybe someone without fibromyalgia, it probably isn't that big of a deal. In my case, though, this type of stiff neck is from pulling weeds and using the weed eater, and that's heavy. My husband ended up helping me and running the weed eater along our fence line. I appreciated that help. A painful stiff neck can come from a minor injury or incidents. I probably caused a minor injury to my neck. Overuse, stretched too far, or strained can cause pain ranging from mild to severe, making it difficult to move our head or use the neck muscles. I'm sure it doesn't help that I slouch when I'm sitting here. Right now, I'm trying hard not to slouch. I can tell you that when I feel good, that's when I tend to try to overdo it, because that's when I have the strength and the energy to do it. And I didn't want anything else to hold me back. Stress and our nervous system responds by putting additional pressure on the blood vessels, which results in reduced blood to the muscles. This will then cause muscle tension and pain. The difference of how things are today is they were when we were young. If you're my age, we didn't sit at the computer. We didn't sit staring at our phone. Looking down at our phone for long periods of time can cause those muscles to stiffen in the neck and the shoulders. So if you have fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, lupus, myofascial pain syndrome, polymyalgia rheumatica, rheumatoid arthritis, pinched nerves, Lyme disease, occipital neuralgia, or sclerosis, among other conditions, you will most likely experience increased muscle rigidity. And if you have arthritis in your neck, that will make the pain worse. So be sure not to sit in one spot for too long. Stretching every now and then during the day is crucial. This leads me to the next section. Tesla's being a little bit ornery, so I decided to pick him up for a minute so he could say hello to you all. Huh? You say hello? Yeah. You looking right at that camera, are you? I think you are. Yeah, you're a smart little guy. Oh my goodness. A lot of times when he is really ornery, it's because he's tired. He's like a 3-year-old, where they just know better than to sit still, because if they do, they will fall asleep. Isn't that right? So he's fighting that. Yeah. So you gonna be a good boy now after telling everybody hi? Are you? Are you gonna be a good boy now? The most important thing we can do when we get a stiff neck, or actually stiffness anywhere, is to stretch. Yes, it's hard when it feels like something is pinched in our neck. So do the stretches slowly and don't go farther than you should. Stop when it's painful. The neck has many muscles, tendons, ligaments, and bones. They work together to support our head and allow us to move in many directions. But when the muscles are strained, it hurts. So there are several at-home treatments we can do. Please check with your doctor to make sure any of this are okay for you. Gentle stretching involves slow, easy movements to help relax the muscles. When I stretch, I feel a lot better, but I have to do it regularly throughout the day. It's not I get up and stretch just in the morning and now I'm going to feel good. It's anytime I sit or I'm moving a lot, and then I sit, I got to stretch. And he's gone. Do the stretches slowly and don't go farther than you should. Stop when it's painful. There are several at-home treatments that we can do. However, gentle stretching can help keep muscles loose and help with pain. So for the neck, and follow your doctor's advice, neck rolls help me. So I'm going to sit here, keep my shoulders back, sit up straight. I'm going to bend my head to the left and slowly roll to the center. Stop if you need to. Continue rolling to the right. Very gently. Don't overdo it until you get back to the center. And you do that multiple times. Also, side to side movements. Very gently can also help. Don't pull. Don't push them beyond their capacity. But this can feel really good. Also, if your neck pain is going into your shoulders, shrugs can help. I know they help me. And I need to stretch. Stretch. It feels so good. Stretch. I also use a couple of different types of topical medications. Salon Pause is one of my favorites, but there are other brands out there. I get lidocaine patches or the menthol and methyl salicylate patches. I like lidocaine on my hips, but these menthol ones work pretty well on my neck. I've got two of them on there right now, one up here and one down towards the shoulder because, that neck pain will radiate down. But always check with your doctor on these patches because some people can get a skin irritation or have an allergic reaction or even, this sounds terrible, stomach bleeding if you take like blood thinners or corticosteroids regularly. And there can be interactions with oral NSAIDs or alcohol. However, adhesive patches are approved by the FDA to relieve pain. You just have to follow the instructions on the box because you can only wear them for so long and you need to remove it and give your skin a break before you reapply another one. So follow the instructions. You might also try creams or gels like Icy Hot or Asper Cream or whatever's out there. I'll wear this all day and then late afternoon, remove it. And usually after I take my bath, I'll sit here and you can see my heating pad right there that comes up and around my neck. I love that thing. I have another type of heating pad too for the neck that also works. Sometimes I'll use it just while I'm sitting here. A warm compress or heating pad can work wonders. I keep my neck heating pad, that one, on my chair all the time. So you can see I love it. Hot baths can help, and sitting outside in the sunshine is enjoyable. Or try getting a massage or do yoga or Tai Chi. Will encourage your muscles to relax. I know that I've heard several of you state that you can't get a massage. I don't know the reason. Maybe it's the type of massage. Maybe they're going too deep. Your muscles, your nerve endings are too sensitive. Maybe you have hypermobility. There could be many reasons, but if a massage is too painful, don't do it. I had to leave for a few minutes to take my granddaughter to her internship, so let's get back to this wonderful topic. Yoga or Tai Chi can be very beneficial for people with joint hypermobility, as well as the rest of us, to strengthen our muscles. Yoga can also provide stability, balance, and proprioception, which is when you're aware of the position and movement of your body to improve your balance. I need that. You just have to practice paying attention to your body and listen to the signals and avoid overstretching. You might also talk to your doctor or another medical professional just to make sure any of these areas that I'm discussing are okay for you. And you might find that chiropractic care or physical therapy is helpful. Some people find that ice can help relieve their muscle tightness. It can help to lower inflammation and swelling if that's an issue for you. It can have a numbing effect. I won't use ice unless I absolutely must, because it's a trigger for me. It makes me stiffen up even more. But if it works for you, please, please do it. Over-the-counter medicines like NSAIDs can help. Ibuprofen or naproxen are commonly used to relieve pain and reduce swelling. Check with your doctor. Ongoing stiffness in the neck accompanied by headache or jaw pain can be a sign of nighttime teeth grinding. A dentist can help with this by wearing a night guard. I have to do that. I know that many of us have temporomandibular joint disorder, so work with your doctor on treatments that are right for you. I get these sudden, sharp, severe jabbing pains in my jaw that just freeze me, and I struggle to move my jaw at that point. I have to consciously think, relax, 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 because I tend to tighten my jaw, the muscles when I'm stressed. And I have to really think about relaxing those muscles. Swimming can be beneficial for people with fibromyalgia. Many people with fibro find the buoyancy a great stress reliever. And swimming is a mood booster. Swimming helps regulate breathing, and endorphins are released to help us deal with pain and stress. Swimming gets that blood flowing to our muscles and tendons. So lastly, rest. It's okay to rest. I have to tell myself that. When we rest, our muscles should be in a resting state. If you find that your muscles are stiff, concentrate on that area and take deep breaths while you work to relax those muscles. It's really a calming experience. So I hope you learned something and this was helpful. I send you gentle hugs and support. Love you. The llama moch. But it's heart. Hello?